well.
Be fucked.
That's right. We watched Demolition Man this week on The Movie Gap, the podcast that has you scream.
How have you not seen that? 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 Little darling, how have you not seen this? How have you not seen it?
Welcome to The Movie Gap. I am your host, Chase Austin. And as always, the three seashells to my left. Bryce Perkins.
How's it going? Hey.
I was doing.
Nice to be here.
I'm from the past.
How do these things work? I've been frozen for 30 years.
Well, I'm gonna totally fuck my daughter.
So let's get this out in the open. Like, he's totally fucking his daughter, right?
Wait, is that supposed to be a daughter?
Did you not get that? Because, like,
no, I didn't even put that two together.
It's not,
but you're
like,
right.
I feel like 100%.
They do kind of hint
set up
at
to
it.
be his daughter.
Which it was funny how the funniest fucking moment in the movie was when she was like, do you want to have, he like spends the whole first like day or two of being unfrozen being like, oh, I had a wife. I had a daughter. Where's my wife?
Keeps talking about, okay, well, we'll get to it.
And then she's like, you want to have sex? And he's like, yeah.
We'll get to it. So,
immediately.
I want to touch on the fact that, like, that's totally his daughter, but we'll get to it.
I did not catch that, but you are right. They do kind of get into that. Or they do kind of hint at it a little bit.
I mean, it's totally set up to be, well, we'll get to it.
Like,
we'll get to it.
Yeah.
So, before we get too much into it, you know, I am your host, Chase Austin. I got myself all screwed up now.
Yeah.
So, we watched Demolition Man, but before that, how you doing, Bryce?
Oh man, I couldn't be better. The new fragrances are rolling out by the millions, and you know, I stand to make a small fortune. I mean, we ran into some snafus, but we just had to. All we had to do was kind of look the other way on a few things, like FDA recommendations, FDA sanctions.
Don't need it.
Just kind of was like, well, what if we don't listen to that and just do it anyway? And you know, I don't know if you know this, but there's a massive potential for profit on the black market. Did you know that? Have you heard of this thing, the black market?
Well, I mean, yeah.
It's like people just buy and sell all kinds of shit there.
I feel like without the potential to make so much, it wouldn't exist.
Yeah, it's crazy. And I don't know why more people don't utilize this. I mean, I feel like brands like Coca-Cola, Apple, you know, all these major brands are really missing out on a fucking revenue stream here.
Depending on the country, there is, you know, name brand stuff on the black market. Like old school Russia, you couldn't get Levi's.
Oh, you've been to old school Russia?
Old school Russia.
Yeah.
I've been to 80s Russia.
Okay. Wow. Yeah. Interesting. You learn something new every day.
Yeah.
So anyway, I'm about to be raking in millions of, you know, perfectly legal cash flow, and I'm feeling great. I'm really feeling good.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Well, let's get into it. We watched Demolition Man.
Yeah, we did.
I have always loved this movie since I saw it as a young lad, a young tot. This is a classic 90s action flick. Super high concept.
Mm-hmm.
You know, over the top, again, no pun intended, with Stallone. This is our first Stallone.
It is our first Stallone. It took us 3 years almost.
Yeah.
I mean, 2.5
well,
really.
No, you know what? Technically,
never mind.
Never mind.
Maybe?
We did do Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2.
Come on.
Yeah, he is in that.
You know.
So he has made an appearance.
Come on. He has made an appearance. This is not his first Movie Gap appearance.
No.
He has already been made famous by being on the Movie Gap.
Yeah.
being
But
covered by the Movie Gap, I should say.
This is just going to
But
be
this is
another
the
jewel
first
in his crown.
one. Yeah, this is the
his
first
starring role. Yeah.
And it's been a long time coming. You know, I've been wanting to do the Rambos for a while.
Yeah. We thought about it, and then we didn't.
We didn't, and then
we will.
There's a lot of stuff this year. You are in for a doozy of a year, people.
Rocky,
okay, we'll be covering.
Seen Rocky?
I've seen. Yes, I have.
Oh, okay.
There are some Rockies that I haven't seen though.
Okay.
That we can cover. But yeah, you're in for a doozy year. There's lots of fucking movies that we've been talking about getting to. We haven't got to. This is the fucking year. We're getting to a lot of fucking big time movies, and we're gonna be kicking it off with the most famous movie of all time, probably the greatest movie ever made. Swept the Oscars. You guys know it as your favorite movie growing up. We call it Demolition Man. You know,
from 1993.
Yeah.
So Bryce, first and foremost, what did you know about this movie before watching it?
I knew that Sylvester Stallone was in it.
Okay, that's it.
That's it.
All right.
I barely knew that. The only reason I knew that was because you told me that.
All right. So like you had really never heard of this movie.
I had no idea what to expect.
Okay.
Other than you told me it's a Stallone movie, and I thought it was going to be. So I was bracing myself for just a fucking action movie.
All right. So 60 seconds on the clock.
Okay.
Give us the storyline, the plot, the synopsis. Okay. What do you call it?
You tell me when the timer starts.
And the timer starts now.
All right. So it's a guy, a bad guy and a good guy, and they fucking face off with each other in the very beginning of the movie. And there's some hostages, and the good guy Stallone is trying to save the hostages, and then they play this like game of back and forth, and then they run out of the thing, and the building blows up, completely unsurvivable, by the way. But they both survive. Go figure. And then it turns out the hostages were in the fucking building the whole time. So the good guy, who was a cop, gets arrested as well as the bad guy, who's Wesley Snipes. They both get arrested. They both get sentenced to this future jail where they get frozen, right? Because it's the very distant future of 1996. Yep. And of course, this cryo technology is available. And then 32 years later or something, Wesley Snipes breaks out through the help of the guy that runs the city now, and but then we find out later that we find out that the guy that runs the city is actually the bad guy that helped Wesley Snipes break out, and so to keep control of Wesley Snipes, because society has become completely docile, a guy like Wesley Snipes is uncontainable. You need someone from his time, so they bring Stallone back, and so now they're going at it in the future. All right, and the future is owned by Taco Bell, and basically it is a 2-hour-long Taco Bell commercial.
All right, that's an interesting synopsis, and I'm not gonna say you're wrong. It's a little more detailed than usually needs to be. It is
the most elaborate Taco Bell commercial ever created, is what it is, really, at the end of the day.
Well, and they just
this movie is straight up brought to you by. This was funded by Taco Bell.
It really wasn't. It was just
what? They didn't get any money from Taco Bell.
They ended up getting some, but it was written into the original screenplay about it that it was like the idea of the screenplay of the screenwriter who was like,
no way.
Because his idea was, everything.
Wait, did I beat the clock?
Food, yeah, you beat the clock.
By how much?
3 seconds. So like just dead on.
Nailed it.
But he
got a terrific penis.
His idea was like, what is the the least fancy, just like the fastest, grossest fast food that you could have that would win like this.
Okay, that is a relief.
Yeah, it was. In fact, in markets, overseas where they don't have Taco Bell, they digitally changed all the signs and they redubbed, in their dubbing or whatever, they changed it to Pizza Hut because Pizza Hut was more
okay. So it makes more sense.
Then, yeah. But
oh man, that is awesome,
yeah,
dude.
Yeah,
so that was really just a bit. It was
really an idea. Yeah,
it was just a bit.
Yeah, I mean, there was a lot.
Fucking hilarious.
That was part of the genius of it.
So good.
Yeah, the part of the genius of it is like the whole idea that these giant corporations will eventually just take over, which is kind of
And
where we're
all
getting now.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
but yeah, the fact that it's all Taco Bell, but it's not even Taco Bell food. It's just all restaurants are
Taco Bell, yeah.
and then
they
only
go to the
fine
restaurant
dining
and
is left.
It's fine dining Taco Bell.
Yeah.
When they put the plate down with the fucking shit with the sauces all nicely displayed in a little pattern.
Yeah, and it's
looking
all
like it was made by Grant Achatz or some shit.
It's all like plant-based food.
Yeah,
or,
dude.
just
Fucking
pill-based.
that
yeah.
shit when they just the shot of the plate made me laugh really hard when they put it down. He's like, "Your dinner, sir," and it's fucking fancy ass Taco Bell. Looks like it looked like Taco Bell if Taco Bell had a partnership with Alinea, which you don't understand that reference,
No.
Chase, because you don't watch cooking shows.
No.
And for those of you that don't get it, Grant Achatz is probably the most legendary chef out there actively working today, and he's changing what people do with food. He's changing how you present food. It's basically everything is it's like art on a plate, and they don't even use plates sometimes. It's insane. And then of course the food is delicious as well. Look it up. People that watch MasterChef and stuff know what I'm talking about. Top Chef.
Bored with that kind of food.
Love
like the
food
baking
shows, dude.
I like shows where they bake.
Well, that's close,
like-
but
like
Grant
desserts.
Achatz isn't necessarily a baker, so I don't think he's going to be appearing on those anytime soon.
I like
you know what I mean?
desserts. Big surprise. I like large portions.
I know I can hear it in your breaths
God damn it.
on the mic.
All right.
You said it, not me.
Yeah. So, let's get into your notes, man.
Already.
We're
We're going right into
going
it.
right into it.
I mean, I guess there's no reason not to.
Yeah.
Okay. So let's see. Stallone, we talked about this is the first Wesley Snipes movie, though.
Yeah. Yeah, it is.
So, Wesley Snipes, you have made the big
Made
time. Congratulations. Welcome to the Movie Gap canon. And that was refreshing to see. He was fucking huge in the 90s, dude. And, I don't think anyone remembers how big this dude was. You know what I mean?
Well,
He
the
doesn't do
IRS
shit
didn't
anymore.
forget.
The IRS did not forget. But yeah, dude, it was kind of refreshing to see him on, in a movie again. Since it's been so long, grew up with him being one of the biggest stars on the planet,
Mm-hmm.
But anyway, he does great. My first note was this movie started exactly like I expected it to.
Yeah.
And it
way
did.
over the top.
And it did. No pun intended, which you already
Okay,
made that
yeah.
joke, but we're going to keep making that joke as the episode goes on.
It's required by law.
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, so the way it starts,
Well, here's the thing.
right off the bat,
Wait,
it
let
okay.
me clarify this first before you get into all that.
Yeah.
Because the title of the movie, Demolition Man.
Boom.
Okay. Sylvester fucking Stallone, dude. Okay. And you suggested to me, and you love these fucking action movies.
Yeah.
You especially love 90s action movies.
I especially
Where it's
love
just-
90s action high concept.
Well, see, but here's the thing. I didn't know it was going to be high concept.
Okay.
So here's the thing. You suggested it to me, and I put it off to the last minute. I was like, dude, I do not want to watch this fucking movie. I'm going to hate it. It's just going to be a Stallone action movie. It's called fucking Demolition Man. I bet he's going to be wearing a beret. Sure enough, he was.
First shot, wearing a beret.
And I was, when it started, I was like, yep, this is what I expected. I will say, though, that it was released in 93, set in 1996. And
Gotta
they
love
already,
that quick jump.
They
of time.
already looked like they were in Star Trek or something. You know what I mean? It was
Oh,
like
yeah.
the future was
now.
way, I don't know.
Yeah.
Like George Jetson came down and fucked everyone's bitch and fucking, had a bunch of future kids or something, Like it was just ridiculously fast forwarded in the technology department.
Yeah.
I thought was very interesting. But so I was like, here we go. And then of course the building explodes and actually demolishes from gas being lit inside of it. And he jumps out carrying Wesley Snipes, a 225 all-muscle man, jumping out of this building.
Well,
no way he's surviving that
let
shit.
us not act like Stallone can't do that. Because
Okay, that's
Stallone
fair.
is a big motherfucker.
That's true. Okay.
And,
That's
you know,
fair.
just that, the beginning of this movie, man, there's so much about this movie where it's very tongue-in-cheek action.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I don't know if they know it is.
Uh-huh.
You know, like I feel like they do at some points, and then sometimes it's just a straight action film.
Right. Yeah.
You know,
exactly.
And, but like the thing about Stallone is he knows, like, he is a director. He directed Rocky.
Right. Yeah.
And like he
He's
knows.
a writer. I mean, he wrote Rocky, didn't he?
Yeah, he did. Even though he's not the director of this film or anything, he knows how to get in a frame. Like he knows how to hold himself, like him in the helicopter. Like he just looks cool.
Oh yeah.
Like as stupid as it is with that beret and all that kind of stuff.
Right.
And like the typical army thing.
Mm-hmm.
But like, you're just like, God, he looks fucking cool. Like he's a movie star, you know?
Yeah, absolutely. I was thinking that the whole time. I was like, this is a fucking guy that just... This guy gets, like, the concept of the magic of movies.
Yeah.
Where he just is like, well, we're going to make a movie. We can do whatever we want. And I'm going to be a badass. And what's wrong with that?
I'm army's going to be the whole thing.
Yeah. And it's like, yeah, dude, what is wrong with that? You're just sitting here making a bombastic fucking movie, and guess what? It's maybe it's not the best movie ever, but shit, man, I'm sure you're having a blast doing it, and you're making hella cheddar. I can't fucking fault you, dude. And fucking props to you, especially since he wrote Rocky, living in the fucking streets and all that shit. I don't know the exact details, but he was this nobody, poor, destitute dude, and he writes Rocky,
literally porn star,
and wins an Oscar at his first go.
Yeah.
Like, Jesus, dude. Talk about a guy that just made the shit happen, But yeah, dude, he looks legendary. He just has this legendary, he looks like a character of himself even,
Yeah.
It's like, this guy cannot be a real human being. And he is.
Very much is.
Yeah, and it's just it's just crazy. But anyway, back to what I was saying about how the movie started, it was just like, I was like, okay, I know where this is going. And then they get frozen.
So you didn't know where this movie was going.
And so I see him going into a,
well, before that,
processed at a,
the freezing, let's break this down a little bit. Okay.
Yeah.
Wesley Snipes, what's his name? Something Simon Phoenix.
Simon Phoenix, which
great
oh
name.
my God, both names,
name.
dude.
Yeah.
Which, let's hold on to Stallone's name for a minute, because when I first heard it, which I don't know if they said it at the beginning of the movie, but when they finally said it again in the middle of the movie, I was like, oh, let's just wait. I laughed so hard when they said his name.
Simon Phoenix, the bad guy who is a sociopathic, psychopathic, everything.
Right. Which his hair looked awesome.
And by the way, he hated it.
I bet he did.
He
but
hated
that shit
it
was
so much
fire,
that
dude.
he shaved it on the after the last shot was done. He immediately shaved it. And guess what? There was a certain somebody who was a huge fan of this film who then started dyeing their hair.
Kanye West?
No,
because he did
before
blonde
Kanye
hair.
West,
Oh.
like right after this movie.
Sylvester Stallone.
No,
Wait, hold on.
Dennis Rodman.
No
Dennis
way.
Rodman.
This movie fucking
is
was the reason for Rodman's awesome hair?
Yeah.
Dude, for the y'all young kids, man, if you're watching, y'all don't fucking understand how legendary Rodman's hairstyles was, man. It was every fucking night, especially when they were in the playoffs. You never knew what color his hair was. There would start to be bets on what color his fucking hair would be. And it was such a fucking thing that in NBA Jam on N64, you could pick his hair color if you pressed the little C buttons. It was fucking awesome, dude. That's so cool. And I remember once he had a leopard style in his hair in the finals, dude.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's legit, dude. That's fucking legendary. But that makes a lot of sense. I miss a side note about the hair in this movies. I miss the days when we used to speculate about futuristic hairstyles. We don't really get that much in movies anymore.
No,
like futuristic hairstyles, like that shit.
Yeah.
Every hairstyle in this movie was so
like
fucking
massive.
just like maybe they shave rectangles over their ears and the
and like the other
shit?
thing that doesn't happen as much is like the point in the future where we all wear the same thing.
Right.
Like the uniform of the future. Everybody just got to like a kimono level.
Right.
Which, okay, we'll get into a lot of things, but those kind of choices and everything that are done so often and so like they make a lot of drastic and very poignant choices in how the future is, but it all feels like there's about 6 different futures that are being there.
Absolutely.
Like we got this Asian influence, but then it's like a super like strict society of like not being allowed to cuss or there's no choices of anything. Sex is
fluid exchange.
Touching is like they which is like crazy on point right now. There's no more touching.
But because of disease, right?
But then so like it's all about like because of disease and aggression, So but because of disease, you can't
2 things there's a lot of in our world
in public restrooms. We're all using the same seashells.
Yeah. What was the concept of the seashells, by the way? Did you understand that?
Well, it's for cleaning your butt after you poop. Instead of toilet paper, they use seashells now.
Okay. Yeah. I remember him saying some line about toilet paper, but I was also doing something, and I just kind of missed.
Yeah, the first time he walked into the bathroom, he's like, "Where's the toilet paper?" And like, you didn't see the seashells? And he's like, "What?" Yeah,
yeah.
So like,
that's
but
what
like
that
so
was.
like everybody's using the same seashells.
Gross.
Yeah,
yeah.
But so like, and then there's no like talk about.
It also gives new meaning to she sells seashells by the seashore.
Does it?
Yeah, because she's making money off of. She's capitalizing on Dookie.
Yeah. All right. So let's go back. Go back. So Simon Phoenix, he's this awful guy. They have to send in Stallone, and everybody's already on edge because Stallone's character, which I'm going to go with the name right now. His name is John Spartan.
John fucking Spartan, dude.
John
of course.
Spartan.
Of course.
He's a one-man like machine to get him.
He is a one-man demolition crew.
What do they say? Send a madman to get him.
Yeah.
But, all of his collateral damage.
He's a demolition man.
He's on the last edge. He gets results, but things blow up. So, of course, his boss guy, whatever you call it, superior officer is not excited about him going in. So he gets the guy. The place blows up. He's framed for the dead people that they couldn't find on the scans, and then they found them dead in there. And so they're like, "Well, he blew them up, so he's going to prison." That didn't make sense.
It made no sense.
That's a jump. That's a huge jump.
Big jump. Bigger jump than them jumping out of that fucking building when it blowing up.
All right. So he's got as much of a sentence as
I was right away.
The bad guy.
Yeah, right away I was like,
how is he now a terrorist too?
Yeah, right away. I was like, okay.
Yeah, he didn't blow up the place.
Right.
Wesley Snipes still blew up the place.
Exactly. Nor did he kill the hostages.
No. Which we find out later, they were already dead.
Which actually did end up being consistent in plot, because he said, "I ran all the thermals, there's no one in there." And then when Snipes reveals it, he was like, "They were cold as bricks."
Yeah. Cold as bricks.
Well, I'm laughing at that random Snipes impersonation. It's not Wesley Snipes at all. But anyway, imagine if Wesley Snipes did sound like that. Would not have been an actor, probably.
No, maybe not.
Hey, vampires, I'm going to kill you. Like he's Blade, Anyway, but okay, yeah. So I definitely was like, okay, that doesn't make sense at all, but fine.
you're into it. Like, this is prologue, we got to get into it. So then they get frozen.
Yeah.
And you are
and I love
beside yourself.
I was like, "Oh, okay." I was just kind of like, well, something's about to fucking go down. I don't know what this fucking shit is about. It's 1996 and they're getting cryogenically frozen. I was like, okay, well, maybe this isn't exactly what I thought it was. But I did love how he had to make sure that when he froze himself like that with his leg over his dick, But then there was some shots of Stallone's balls in there, man. Fucking.
Well, they
I was like, what the fuck?
They made a bunch of like
he teabagged America.
Those actual like molds for the Cairo freezing thing and the big thing. They had those at the Planet Hollywoods.
Oh, really?
Because he's one of the main investor guys. Oh, it's all got Hollywood memorabilia in them, and like that was, I don't know if it was in all of them, but I know that they at least had one from the movie, and it was in one of the actual Planet Hollywoods. You could like sit under it,
and just this fake Stallone's balls in there,
which is also kind of like a missed opportunity. Like, use that as a table.
That's true too, man.
You know,
that is true. That's a really good point. I mean, yeah. What if that thing falls, man? It'd crush you, crush a family. But anyway, so yeah. Then I was like, oh, okay. But I still didn't really. I still was expecting it to. When that happened, I was like, okay, well then this is going to be a Stallone movie in the future, and that's going to be the only different thing about it. Mm-hmm. So it's still going to be blow him up, shoot him up, but in the future. That's what I was thinking.
Yeah.
And then Sandra Bullock appears on the screen and starts saying things like, this lack of stimulation is just so boring, or whatever the fuck, the way she's talking and stuff. And I was like, what is going on? And everyone's like, everyone is clean, and then it's San Angeles instead of Los Angeles now.
Yeah. Because of the big one.
Right. And then so like little things started happening to where it was like, okay, they're actually trying to build a world here. They're taking their time to build a world here. And then it slowly started roping me in, not groping me in. Yeah. Because no touching allowed.
No touching allowed.
Yeah, it started roping me in, and then I noticed in Sandra Bullock's office the Lethal Weapon 3 poster, and then she had the Blood Sugar Sex Magic poster behind her there, and all this and that. And so she's weirdo,
obsessed with the 90s.
Yeah, the 90s, right, for when he came.
Yeah.
But yeah, they were like, I noticed that with her dialogue where she just like kept hammering on, just in her drive to the station, how bored she is. And I was like,
there's no crime.
Yeah, and I was like, oh, you just wait, Sandra Bullock.
Shit's gonna get crazy.
You're gonna get some action, baby. And then sure enough, hilarity ensues. No, not hilarity, but its tone just gets more like, the concept gets higher and higher from there, right?
Yeah.
That's a good way to put it. A few quick shots before we get into, like the plot or anything. Mm-hmm. But from this point, you start to see a few faces that I recognize.
Okay, yeah.
I had, let's see. One thing is they said the name of the movie way too soon. They blew the load on that way too soon. Where it was like the after the building blew up or whatever, and he was like, "What, you don't always got to be Demolition Man." And I was like, that's too fast. Too soon.
Too fast.
Too soon. You got to save that for later, But and I was surprised by Sandra Bullock. I did not know she was going to be in it.
Oh, okay.
And to the point, I guess I didn't see her name pull up on the credits or anything. So when she popped up, I was like, "Whoa, Sandra Bullock, yes, queen!" I was very excited about that. And then I saw Jesse Ventura's fucking name pull up.
Yeah, his part got cut.
He wasn't even in it.
Yeah. So
why was his name still on the shit?
Because he got paid for it. It had to be. But so the movie ended up being like over 2 hours long.
Yeah.
And the studio was like, fuck that.
Still was over 2 hours long.
And they cut it.
Barely.
Like they cut it like crazy. It was well over 2 hours. And they cut a whole bunch of scenes, one of which was when Spartan at the end goes back into the cryo lab before the big fight with Simon. He was going to have to fight a bunch of newly woken inmates, like super serial killer inmates that were given like megaroids and super steroids to wake them up faster. One of them was going to be this huge fight with him, and they actually filmed it and everything, but then it got cut. But then he's still in the movie. Yeah.
I hope they told him before the premiere.
I don't know.
They don't always do that, do they? They'll be like, "Yeah, come to the premiere," and he's like waiting for his part. And it doesn't fucking happen.
He's not there. Yeah,
man, that's crazy. This was like shortly before he became governor of Minnesota, right? So it's not like he really needed it.
Yeah, no. He was an actor. He'd already done Predator.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah,
but
he was the first governor, though. He was governor before fucking.
Was he? Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, before.
Well, but he wasn't a governor
Arnold?
it's governor because of the fact that he was a Terminator,
Listen,
not
you
because
get what I'm saying. All right, but
Yeah.
anyway, saw Jesse Ventura's name. I was like, Jesse Ventura, yes, queen. You had to get that one out there. The name of the director, Marco Brambilla. Brambilla? Yeah, Marco Brambilla.
Mhm.
Yeah. Who's that guy?
I don't know.
Really?
I mean, I've
Hasn't done anything else?
not. I mean, I'm sure he has. I just didn't. I've not looked him up. It didn't pop on my head.
Yeah.
Looks like he is. Like the last thing he did was a short film in 2012. He directed 5 episodes of Dynatopia and the miniseries
Wow.
Dynatopia and Demolition Man. This was his first
Wow.
thing directed,
And he just didn't do shit
his,
after that?
like last. Yeah.
Wow. Holy cow.
He did direct Kanye West featuring Dooley Power.
Really?
He directed that.
He directed the music video to Power?
Yeah,
Oh, wow.
in 2010.
Shit.
And a movie called Excess Baggage in 97.
Well, see, there's the Kanye West connection. Remember, because you said
Yeah.
who, you know,
Yeah, there
and
you
maybe
go.
he was like, "Man, that guy that directed fucking Demolition Man,
I
that's
love
what
that
I need to do."
Demolition Man.
Yeah. And he's just like been chilling. He's like retired with his family, just chilling at home, probably watching Wheel of Fortune, and he gets a call. "Hey, what's up, man? It's Kanye. I want you to direct it."
What?
Yeah, you directed Demolition Man. Yeah, I did.
did.
Yeah.
Now I'm a professor.
Yeah.
It's just
Yeah.
like,
Yeah. So that was interesting. Well, I mean, that's interesting to know that he didn't do anything else.
Nothing else.
Wow. Not
Yeah.
even another
I mean,
Stallone movie.
that surprises
How the
me
fuck
too.
did he become the director of a Stallone movie and then just
First time
nothing
out.
else?
Yeah,
Which movie came out first, this one or Judge Dredd?
this one. I think Dredd was 94 or 95 or something.
Oh, okay. Okay, so there were suddenly a bunch of people started popping up that I recognize. Okay, we can go down the list. I think Dennis Leary was the first one,
Yeah,
which
he's
did
the leader
not
of
expect
the underground. Yeah.
Yeah, did not expect that. Some might say that the person that was running the future city thought that he was an asshole. Not that, you know. And,
Yeah, they cast him and then they like sort of rewrote his stuff so that he could rant. Like that's
dude,
not a
I
joke.
totally
Yeah.
noticed that
His
shit.
fucking thing about
Especially-
pornography and
Dude,
yeah.
especially at the end of the movie when he at the very end of the movie when they're like, "Hey, how about we guys just meet in the middle and make peace?" They, as Leary's walking off, he gets about 3 lines, like 3, bits in there.
Yeah.
As he's walking off, it's like, that was nice of them to give him
Give him
room
what
to
he wanted.
breathe.
Yeah.
Yeah, give him room to work. Yeah. And they didn't cut it. So, good for you, Dennis. Dennis Leary, and then it was the dude from fucking Ace Ventura, When Nature Calls, man. The bald guy. With the police chief.
Oh yeah.
He was in Ace Ventura When Nature Calls. He's the Raven guy in Ace Ventura When Nature
Yeah,
Calls.
yeah,
where-
yeah, yeah,
Where he
yeah.
tortures him with the fork and the knife,
Yeah.
and he's like doing this with his eyeball, and he's like, "Oh, stop!" So he was in there, and then the dopey, doofusy porky cop with the short hair. He was in Ace Ventura 1 as the asshole cop that was always picking on Ace Ventura. So there's an Ace Ventura connection
Yeah,
going on here.
double that.
Big time.
Yeah.
Double down on the Ace Ventura. And then we got Rob Schneider.
Rob Schneider.
So was Rob Schneider only in this movie, or was he in
No,
Judge Dredd as
he's
well?
Heavily in Judge Dredd.
Okay.
He is like the Sandra Bullock level of
Wow.
Judge Dredd.
Really?
Yeah.
And so did that happen because him and Stallone hit it off on
I
the
don't
set
know.
of this movie or
I've
something?
not done any research on that other than seen it many times.
Okay. Because I remember there was always confusion about
Yeah, because I
which
forgot.
one was the one with
I forgot that
he was in this movie. Yeah.
Until I rewatched it. I watched this like a little over a month ago, and then I was like, we got to do this movie. I know
Yeah.
we've been talking about it, but we got to do it.
Right.
And then I watched it last week, and then we finally are getting around to doing it. But when I rewatched it about a month ago, I was like, holy shit, he's in this movie too, and I totally forgot about it. He's got a very small part.
Very small. Yeah.
But yeah. So he's in it, and then in just like a nothing part.
Yeah.
But apparently
Yeah.
he and Sandra Bullock got along really well, and they were like friends.
They dated.
Yeah. Did they really?
Oh no, I was asking you. I thought that's
like, I
where
don't
you were
think
going to
so.
go with it.
No.
Yeah.
But I know that he was like, they were talking, and he was like, she was talking about doing her next movie about some bus. He was like, "Oh, that sounds like a drag. Like that's gonna be shit." Speed, and it's the biggest thing ever. Yeah,
blew up. Yeah,
yeah,
yeah. Wow, that's crazy. That's an unlikely pairing.
yeah.
You know, it's just a weird, like just catching them out and about. You know, sharing a coffee or something.
Yeah.
Like, what the fuck is going on here? Rob Schneider and Sandra Bullock, like from two completely different sects of Hollywood. You know. But anyway, so yeah, Schneider, and then Benjamin Bratt from Law and Order. So there's a lot of guys where I was like, I know that guy, you know. And that was interesting.
Yeah, and then the guy, the chief guy, Bob Gunton is his real name that you recognize from
Ace Ventura, the movies that I watched as a kid.
Was in another Gap movie, very famous.
Yes, he was. Shawshank.
Yeah, he was the warden.
Yep. He was the asshole warden. He was so good in that.
And he popped up somewhere else on one of these, I think, too. But
yeah, he's been in a few things.
Yeah.
And then you had, well, you know his real name, but the guy from Beetlejuice.
Yeah, Glenn Shaddix.
Yeah, who was like so good. And just basically playing the same role.
Yeah.
Also in Seinfeld.
Yeah.
He like didn't even have to change his hair.
No.
Right? Didn't he have that same blonde streak in his hair in Beetlejuice or something?
Yeah.
Or am I misremembering that?
I feel like he did.
The only difference was the square cut around his ears.
Yeah, the future cut.
And the future cut.
A slightly different costume.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Okay. Let's see. I started noticing that you know, the way that they were playing with dialogue, there was gonna be you start to see like a comical side come out in the movie that I definitely was not expecting.
Yeah, it's supposed to be funny.
Is it?
You know,
yeah, I mean, I kind of got that feeling. Like I was like,
and I feel like it was written very much to be a parody of like action, but also have this like sort of weird message about like the future and like the over the top violence and how it gets phased out because of having so much violence to being this like pacifistic future that's owned by the corporations and nothing is allowed. And I think that carries over, but I don't think the director understood it. I don't really know that Joel Silver, the producer, I don't think he got it as much as he thinks he did. I know Stallone. I don't think Stallone gets anything.
Right.
I think he just likes making action films and doesn't really think a lot about it.
Well, but you know, one thing he does get is he gets his home remodeling done by New Look Construction, the suppliers of our new sound equipment here, which we've forgot to mention at the top of the episode. But big thanks to New Look Home Remodeling, New Look Construction, 281-620-8077 if you are in the Houston and surrounding areas and need any work done. They also do awnings and things like that. They can spice up your backyard for you. So give them a call if you need any of those needs.
Just gonna go out.
Or have any of those needs, I should say.
I'm gonna say definitely call them. I will say I don't think Stallone used them, so we can't really say that. Allegedly.
Yeah, allegedly he did. And Wesley Snipes as well. Yeah. Yeah, give them a call. New Look Construction. Joey Edgerly. He'll take care of you. All right. Now, so yeah, back to the tone of the movie. I get what you're saying, man, because it was there, but it wasn't like played up to the effect that I think it was meant to be played.
Yeah, and sometimes it is, and sometimes it's not.
Right.
And then there's like sometimes it gets a little too goofy.
Right.
But it fits. Like I like how it's almost like too close to realism. There's like how music is gone, and it's, you know, where like music has become like so commercialized, and like to the point where they listen to commercials.
Right.
Like that's music.
Yeah.
Is them like listening to the greatest hits of commercials.
Right. I know, dude, that part, that was great. It was this based on a book?
No.
Okay.
No,
that's
the
even crazier part is that someone wanted to do something like this, but in a movie format first,
so
where it seems like it would be more limiting to get all of these ideas across through a screenplay more so than you could with a book. You know what I mean? It feels like it came from a book.
Yeah, the screenwriting process on this movie, it actually got so convoluted because of how many writers.
I can totally believe that.
There was just so many writers and so many changes in the drafts that like took a bunch of wildly divergent ideas that finally Joel Silver had to come in and just pay everybody. Like he paid them all real well, that everybody that was a substantial writer and everything like that, and said go home. And he took the main writer Lemkin, and then the body and fender work from Daniel Waters that he'd worked with before on some other things, and like they said, okay, these are the writers, now we're gonna go with this. So like there's all sorts of bits and pieces from different drafts that and different passes at it, but like it is supposedly more or less Peter Linkov's his like original idea. Okay. And then it got taken all these places with the punch ups and stuff like that.
Yeah, right.
So and like just there's because of how the future world is, there's parts that don't make a lot of sense where like they don't touch, they don't have sex, but then they turn on the TV and it's a video call with some naked woman that's trying to make somebody have sex with her.
Yeah,
like, that doesn't fit.
Yeah,
right. And then like they don't have music. She thinks music has always been like commercial stuff, but then she has a Red Hot Chili Peppers poster, and like they have. Like she's seen old action films because she talks about Bruce Lee or Jackie Chan. They know Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Yeah,
and then but then they don't have movies, or they do have movies.
Which,
but
by the way, they kind of called it there when.
Yeah, because he wasn't.
He became governor. Yeah. I mean, he's not. He's never going to be president. But
and then
shit.
But they did say that Jeffrey Dahmer was still alive, and he died in '94. He was killed in his prison.
Oh, so well,
he died
at the time
before
he was.
They even made he didn't even make it to 96 when
when it was supposed to be taking place. You're right.
Although there is, if you're watching the thing when she's looking up the manifest, you can see Scott Peterson is somebody that's in prison, and this is before Scott Peterson killed his wife.
There was another thing in there where they kind of called something. Oh no, it was the opposite. It was them being completely wrong about a big earthquake in 2010.
Yeah. But the unmentioned plague that made everybody stop touching each other, that's kind of in there.
Yeah, I mean,
it's just, it's not, obviously it's not what happened or anything like that, but like I could see this sort of a similar future happening.
Well, I mean, and that's like the kind of point of it is to, the point of the story is to be a satire of like going too far and correcting that, right? But again, that's just such a weird concept to try to get through to people through a screenplay. To me, that just is just the weirdest vehicle for that. But
I mean, that's what I think that happens all the time. That's the whole point. I just mean
film. to begin with a screenplay though. Usually, it's stuff like that. Like this movie just feels like it should be a book.
Yeah, so you feel like this is a bad adaptation of a book,
right? Yeah, or a good one. I mean, I had a lot of fun watching this movie just because it was so fucking insane. Like someone lost their fucking mind
and
with this movie.
It's not. I feel like it's more fun, and it is a better movie than if it was a good movie. Like if they made this in a way that was really actually good.
Yeah. If it was like Spielberg or something, it would have been so boring if this was a Spielberg movie.
You know I mean? If it was too much action or like too realistic or too cartoony, it's like it is super cartoony, and like the action kind of plays on that, but then part of that is, you know, like Wesley Snipes is a black belt, and they had to keep telling him to slow down because he was kicking too fast.
Yeah.
So like all of his moves feel a little clunky, and like it's like super like old school, you know, '66 Batman almost, with like the kicks and stuff.
Yeah, sure.
And then like going to the first thing he wants to do is find a gun, obviously.
Yeah.
And like so he goes to the museum, and the museum just has loaded guns.
Yeah, right. I know, dude. I know. And I love
the cops that are just like, in a firm voice, say this.
Dude, that was awesome.
Yeah.
That was fucking hilarious. And yeah, that something about that really just kind of I don't know. I don't know. Something about that made a lot of sense.
There's a lot in it.
Yeah. Say with an even firmer tone and add or else. Like they're just completely fucking incompetent. And then he goes, when they see him like blow the shit up and everything, I think it was Rob Schneider or Benjamin Bratt, one of them were like, we're police officers. We're not trained to deal with this.
Yeah, we're not trained to deal with this sort of violence.
Yeah, with this sort of violence.
Yeah.
Right. It was just such a weird concept. It played, man. It was funny. It was goofy and it was good. And then of course you had the forced in jokes where she was that was another thing where it's like all of a sudden the way people talk in the 90s is old English to them, like they don't really get it, and so of course she's like, yeah, we're gonna lick their ass, and he's like,
you really licked his ass? No,
kick their ass.
Yeah,
come on.
Yeah, that was definitely where Stallone doesn't shine on his comedic timing.
Well, I mean, neither of them do. I mean, that's like fucking Sandra Bullock's not a comedic actress.
Oh, I thought
either.
she did great. I think she nailed it.
No, she does great in this movie, but like for a joke like that, I don't know. It was just kind of it was a little.
It was a little. It fell on him. He took it to like it was, again with the whole cartoonishness of it.
Yeah, I guess that's true.
Where if you use like a Rock, like The Rock doing that, I think he can handle the back and forth a lot more.
Yeah, sure.
Because Stallone is just Stallone,
right?
That's what he does. He does what he does well, but like he doesn't really. He can't go from action to lighthearted,
right?
Or humorous. Like his timing is just off,
right? Sure,
and that's also on the director a little bit too.
Yeah,
it's not. I'm not.
And the editing, I mean, cutting the lines. You probably could have cut some spaces out or something.
But yeah, it's just it's just such a bizarre movie.
But even with that, even with those moments feeling forced, it was just the fact that it was even in there, in the middle of this guy who they do a really good job of building up as a truly frightening bad guy, and but at the same time they're doing like everything is lighthearted except for when it comes time for them two to get together and shoot it out.
Yeah.
It's like
because everybody's
just constantly going back and forth between this is an action movie and then this is a sci-fi satire. You know what I mean? But it's fun. I mean, something about it kind of works, but I can see why when it came out, it fell flat, which I'm guessing it did.
No, this movie did well.
Did it?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I thought that people were just kind of like, Stallone, when it came out. I feel like it got.
I mean, I don't know. I've
thumbs down by Ebert.
Oh yeah, I'm sure it got terrible reviews.
Ebert.
It's not a review winner,
right? Well, I was looking on the IMDb reviews of it, and it's a bunch of people that are like 10 stars, not as bad as people say, excellent cultural satire, give this one a chance.
And then I love the whole
like it's a 6.7 out of 10.
The idea of like the person in charge of everything making the bad guy come to make himself even higher, very like Hitler Chancellor elevation style.
Right.
Everybody loves a good that
dude,
story.
Speaking of like massive plot hole, and I know I'm being a little bit picky here, but you have to have thought the same thing, dude, because this guy who's running this city and is the mastermind behind everything that the city is about now and how like this whole society lives. Is smart enough to program what's his name, Phoenix, to not be able to kill him.
Mm-hmm.
But then lets Phoenix thaw his buddies out and then lets his buddies into his office too. So Phoenix just goes, like, shoot this guy. And he's like, oh, fuck. It's like, when that happened, I was like, you fucking idiot.
Which I love that because it's setting it up to be like, he's the one that they got to take down. But then really, no, he took himself down.
Out of here.
And then they throw him in that giant fireplace and he's done.
He's done.
It's over. No,
because of that glaring
strings.
Oversight.
Yeah.
Fucking massive oversight.
So great. So great. But and then here's what I wanted to talk about. So first thing Stallone's doing when he gets back and getting his bearings is, where's my wife? Oh, she's dead.
Yeah.
Where's my daughter? Nobody really knows.
Right. Okay, we're getting into this. Okay.
So like, where's my daughter? Nobody knows. And then like he wasn't a great dad. He was kind of an absentee dad before, but then obviously was frozen.
So like he couldn't really even remember what his daughter looked like.
Yeah,
because he didn't see his face enough.
Well, she was what, 6 or something when he left. He said.
Something.
So I mean, it felt like the whole movie, it was gonna be her.
Right.
And then she says, "Oh, look up your daughter here," and he's like, "I don't even want to now."
Yeah,
And so like it just feels like she's supposed to be his daughter, and there's going to be this reveal
until
then
she goes, "Do you want to have sex?"
Yeah. Well, but even then they don't have sex.
Well, but they put the fucking headsets on,
and they have the mental sex.
It feels like boning.
Yeah, and he flips out. He can't handle
it. What the fuck is this?
But then at the end, he's like, "We're gonna go have real sex." And it's like, that's his daughter
on HBO.
That is his daughter.
Right.
Now, in the actual script, they find out that his daughter is one of the people in the underground. And like, there's like a shot of him like saving her.
Yeah.
And protecting her specifically, but like it all got cut.
Right.
For time. But like, I like to think that Sandra Bullock is his daughter.
Well, you like to think that because you're a fucking sicko, and that is weird as fuck. It makes
so much sense.
Now, I will give it to you that they were doing things that were like you would typically do in a screenplay to like, kind of set up a reveal.
Yeah.
They're
setting up this reveal for his daughter.
You're
and
right.
Like the fact that it keeps getting pushed off to the side.
They really were.
And they said like,
that.
She doesn't know you. She left, she grew up even without her mom. There's no pictures because the whole house and everything got destroyed, and then her, like Sandra Bullock's character being so obsessed with him and the 90s and the way action was, and the way that police work was done and all that kind of stuff, like being from that time, and then it being, but I guess the time wouldn't have like worked out because isn't it like?
But they could have.
Well, I mean, the guy Bill Cobbs played.
Well, they were in 2032,
or Lamb,
and it was 1996. So what is that? It's like
37. I mean, 38 years.
8 years? Yeah, she's way too young.
No, 36 years. 34 years.
34 years.
Yeah, 34 years.
Yeah. So
she would have. Yeah, his daughter actually should have been like 40.
Right. Exactly.
And I think she's maybe 30 there.
Yeah, they would have had to have cast Rue McClanahan to make that one work.
Still, it's also the future. Like, we don't know about how people age anymore.
That's true. I mean, look, he was 74, looking like he was still fucking 32.
Because he was frozen.
His body was banging, dude. Yeah.
But then, the black guy, Zachary Lamb, that was his like black partner in the old day, and then was the old man.
Right.
To show time had passed.
Which, by the way,
but then like that's the weirdest jump of time, like this huge jump of time, but it's not that huge. Where like people are still alive.
Yeah,
and like that drastic, change.
Exactly. They might as well have just gone 100 years in the fucking future.
Yeah, especially since like
there was no reason to only go that far.
Yeah, we never connect. He doesn't reconnect with his daughter. But he does. Like that's what I'm saying. That is his daughter.
You like to think that because you're a twisted pervert.
No,
just kidding.
Just saying, it's fucking weird that it's not.
No, you're right. They did kind of play it up like that.
It's weird that it's not his daughter. Yeah.
Well, I guess
we never
you're
get
missing.
there.
You're missing, or what you're saying is they missed the opportunity to do that.
Yeah, and I feel like it's
instead they were being little
foreshadowed
horn
the whole
dogs,
time.
and they wanted Stallone and
I don't know.
and
I just
Bullock
feel like
to get together.
I feel like it's foreshadowed the whole time that it's his daughter.
It kind of is like that. Yeah. Yeah. And then I just love how like she refuses to have actual sex because she's like, well, AIDS, the AIDS pandemic, and then there was UBT, and then she names off all these fake ones that happened after that. But then at the end they start kissing, and she's like, "Oh, is this what fluid exchange is like?" And he's like, "Even better." And then if that happens, they're all gonna die of AIDS. Because who knows what the fuck he's got? If he has even just the fucking hint of chlamydia, they're fucking goners because they have lost all of their natural defenses.
But he didn't have it.
I'm just saying.
You have to have it to give it.
He has past microbes in there.
No,
that's all I'm saying.
That's not how that works.
Look, I'm having fun with a fan theory. You're being way too fucking serious about this.
He's not a smallpox.
You're trying to fucking crush my dreams of him annihilating society on accident just by boning someone. All right? You're trying to crush my fucking fan theory, and I don't appreciate it, Chase. All right? You're being way too serious. You need to put the Google down. Put the Google down.
There's
all right?
no Google.
Are you a scientist? Are you a fucking scientist?
Yeah, I'm a fucking scientist.
I don't think so. Yeah, you're a scientist, and Demolition Man is, just a normal movie, which is not.
As Stallone says, it's a good action film that's ahead of its time.
Yeah. As
Dennis Leary says, it's a giant piece of shit.
Did he really say that? Dude, I mean, I don't know, dude. I
love it.
I was so fucking taken by surprise that I couldn't help but love it by the end of it and just be like, what the fuck am I watching right now? I mean, it goes places that a lot of movies would never even think to go.
It really is up there with Face Off. It's so fucking bizarre.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Granted, Face Off is much better, but it's still what is it? Total Recall.
Right.
Holy shit, this is something.
Right. Yeah. I don't think it's as good as Total Recall.
No,
but
it's not.
I don't even think it really has the same artistic integrity as a Total Recall at the end of the day.
No, but if you like those movies,
you're fucking takes have fun. A lot of chances on things that you just were not expecting, especially out of a Sylvester Stallone film, dude. He doesn't do shit like that.
Nope.
And it was
his stuff is a lot more straightforward.
Yeah, exactly. His shit is very much based in reality and whatever. But it just was is it a great movie? I don't think so. But it was enough of a pleasant surprise to where I was just like, you know what? I can't say that I didn't like it.
Yeah.
I think it's just a fun, good, goofy action movie.
Yeah. I mean, this is what I'm looking for in what this is. You know what I mean? In an action film, I want it to be something more than just blow up.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't get me wrong. I still love, Air Force One. That's just a fun little action film. But this is something that is fun and weird.
Yeah.
And, worth watching, even if you're not a fan of the genre.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely. So, absolutely. I totally agree.
Do you have any other notes on it then?
Let me see if I can find any specifics.
I mean, there's a lot in this movie that is just weird. Going underground.
He keeps saying Simon Says.
Yeah.
Now,
I feel like that's the name of this in an original draft or something.
Now, but was there any correlation with Die Hard 3 and the making and the screenwriting of Die Hard 3? Because I remember Die Hard 3 was supposed to be something called Simon Says.
Yeah, and then there was another movie that ended up being called Simon Says that stars Dennis Rodman.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So that was just an idea that was going around Hollywood at the time.
Well, they didn't call Die Hard 3 Simon Says because they called it Die Hard 3 with a Vengeance.
Yeah.
And so I feel like this movie might have been called Simon Says at one point, and then they were like, well, we got to call it something that is Sylvester Stallone because he's the star,
Right.
Although it was originally supposed to be super darker, and it was Mickey Rourke.
Oh,
and then
that's interesting. I wouldn't mind seeing that.
But then before, like once it got to like actually being made levels, it was Steven Seagal and Jean-Claude Van Damme. So Steven Seagal was Spartan and Van Damme was Simon or Phoenix. And Van Damme was like, fuck that. I don't want to play the bad guy. Get Seagal to switch spots with me and I'll do it. And neither of them wanted to play the bad guy.
You know what I just realized?
It got moved on.
His name was Simon.
Yeah.
That's why he said Simon Says.
Yeah. Oh, you were asking why did he keep saying Simon Says?
Well, no, it immediately made me think of the whole thing with Die Hard 3.
Yeah.
So the only thing I was thinking about at the time was like, he keeps saying it. Is there something having to do with the transfer of that screenplay? You know, you know what I mean?
It doesn't have anything
so
to do
much
with it.
so that I completely forgot his fucking first name was Simon.
Simon, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, also they call him Phoenix the whole time.
Yeah, they do. But yeah, his name is Simon Phoenix.
Yeah. Wow. Anyway.
Yeah, no, that's why he kept saying it.
Yeah. Yeah, that makes way more sense then.
Yeah.
Let's see. There was a character named Danzig. Just want to put that out there. You Misfits fans out there. I was wondering if maybe that was maybe a shout out. Who knows? In the 90s, we don't know. Oh, dude, and then he busts out the beret at the end of the movie when he's like,
well, because he knows that looks
where
badass.
did he get that fucking thing from? He didn't have it.
He was frozen naked.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Nobody's wearing that kind of
and
clothing.
he's in the car that wasn't his or anything, and he just goes out of nowhere.
Yeah,
Here's my beret.
That got out of me. You know what? He must have keistered it.
He keistered it,
yeah.
dude. He totally keistered that shit. Yeah. Talk about a shithead when he put it on. You know?
Got a terrific penis.
And then my last note was, and then they did, I was wondering, I had a little bit of a notes journey, because at the beginning of the movie, in the first face-off, since we were talking about that, he says, Simon says, he says, I wouldn't lose my head if you knocked it off me, or some shit like that.
Yeah.
He says something. He makes some kind of allusion to
I'm gonna be
decapitated. And I was like, they better decapitate him by the end of the movie. And sure enough,
they do.
They
freeze him first,
right?
Which is a whole play on the other thing where like he lit the whole place on
and then
fire.
When he says, "Is it just me or is it cold in here?" It really is cold in there.
Yeah.
But I was like, dude, that was a fucking zinger, dude. And then he hits him with the
fatality
by freezing it. He hits him with a Sub-Zero.
Fatality.
You know, freeze him and fucking knock his fucking head off, dude.
Yeah.
So that was cool. And then my last note was, it ends with them kissing, and then they all die of AIDS because they finally have fluid exchange. So,
but again,
you're not taking that away. You're not taking it away from me.
And like AIDS,
you're not taking it away from me.
Spit.
Hey, these things fucking evolve in ways that we can't even begin to comprehend, okay?
All right. Well,
there's no way for us to comprehend how viruses and bacteria evolve. We cannot do it.
You can't. It's just like you can't give someone corona if neither of you have corona.
Yeah, you got to go buy it first. It's a beer. It's a beer.
You know, the people who were not watching this on YouTube miss out that face that you got out from behind the mic to make. Priceless.
Priceless.
That sells it. Priceless.
Yeah, priceless.
There you go.
That's what I call a
classic
moment, dude. On the same page here.
Yeah.
All right, but that's all I got there. I want to hear the numbers. I want to hear some cool stuff.
The numbers.
And I think all the rest of the people do. I could do a goof, though.
We don't need it.
Okay. Yeah. That's fine.
Did you have one pulled up?
No.
That you wanted? Okay.
No.
There's a lot of goofs.
What do you
because
think?
There's a lot of continuity.
I know.
Goofs.
Yeah, we really don't need a goof.
I mean, there's a lot of continuity goofs because they chopped it up so much. That like people have guns and then they don't have guns, or then they have a different gun. Yeah,
of course, we don't need one for this one. Just watch the movie. The whole movie is a goof, but it's a pleasant one.
Oh, it's so fun.
Yeah.
Okay, so the budget is $57 million.
Okay.
And the domestic gross,
dude, which is at the time, that's a fucking high ass budget, right?
Pretty high.
I was gonna say, dude, this had to have been a high ass budget movie because they really don't pull punches on set. They don't pull punches on costumes.
Now,
hired Sylvester
It all
Stallone.
fucking looks dated.
Now,
like, you know,
but at the time, dude,
yeah,
dude, they blew up a whole fucking building. Which
Well, that was that building was.
they blew up a lot of shit though.
Yeah, but that building was scheduled for
of
demolition.
course,
Yeah.
So
and
it's
then
probably
MTV
free.
actually did a contest where you got to go and push the button for the demolition on set of Demolition Man.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. Hype game.
Yeah, back in the days, MTV.
Hype game strong.
MTV was fucking real cool back then.
Dude, MTV was killing it.
No.
And this was already in the days where they stopped playing music all the time and they started playing like real world. So we're already in the days of where even older people were already complaining about MTV not playing music anymore.
All right.
Anyway.
So opening weekend, October 10th, 93.
Mm-hmm. I'm gonna go with. Well, you hinted that it did well, so I'm not gonna. I'm gonna go a little bit on the high side. I'm gonna say it made $25.3 million.
You chose
Shit.
poorly.
What is it?
14,262,432.
Well, you threw me off the trail.
Yeah, and I was wrong. It didn't
It was a bomb.
it didn't blow up anything. Well, yeah. So what was it, a bomb or did it not blow up anything?
Yeah.
All right. So what do you think the domestic gross was? Do I have the worldwide? I don't think I had worldwide. Oh yeah, my worldwide is the same as domestic gross, so I don't have that.
Interesting, but it did get a worldwide release, right?
Yeah, I'm sure it did. So I know it did because they changed it to Pizza Hut.
Oh, right.
From Taco Bell.
Yeah. All right. Well, then, the gross. I'm gonna say it did. Man, I don't know though. I'm gonna go with $48.6 million.
All right, so it didn't
Whoa,
make its
whoa.
budget back, is what you're saying.
Yeah. Oh,
Right.
what's the verdict?
You chose poorly.
But
No.
not too far off. It was
Okay.
58 million.
That was only 10 off. I was still under.
And it made $1 million.
Yeah.
58 to 57.
Yeah. Man, I was gonna say that too.
Yeah.
I was literally gonna fucking say that.
But
Oh,
I think worldwide I did see I don't have it on this note, but I did see that it was like 158 million or something. So it made its money back eventually,
Yeah.
across the markets. But it didn't do well.
Right.
But it is definitely, I mean, I was too young to see it in the theaters, but this is one that just like
It's
Total
worth a
Recall and
revisit
everything like
for
that.
anybody.
I've seen this so many times
Yeah.
through TBS, and then now anytime, like once I saw it was on HBO Max, I was like, I don't care if we're doing it or not. I'm watching it now.
Right.
And I did. And I was like, after watching it, I was like, yeah, I was right. I haven't
Yeah.
seen this in like 10 years. I was right. We got to do this one.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
And so.
No, it's definitely, I think it's one that has aged well, man. I think anyone could watch it now that even if you had no idea about the movie when it came out, you could watch it now and have a good time.
Well, and I love
watching
how
it.
you didn't have any clue
No idea.
that it was a future movie or anything.
No, nothing. Yeah, I think it's definitely one that has appreciated in value over time. Like it makes total sense why it was not popular in 1993. It makes complete fucking sense, and I think that an audience from
Stallone
today
was not wrong. I think it was ahead of its time. Yeah.
Yeah, I think an audience from today would appreciate it way more than teenagers or anyone going to see movies in 1993.
Well, and this was a hard R.
Right.
So,
Yeah, but there's no nudity.
well, there's that one shot of nudity that's on TV.
With
Then I don't think there's any nudity in the sex brain thing.
no,
But
you just see it looked like that shit looked like the music video for Enter Sandman, or just like
Yeah.
flashes of them moving in the flashing lights,
and the purple strobe and
yeah,
shit. Yeah,
right.
There's a lot of violence which can get you up there, and then there was some gore and a lot of cussing.
Right.
And cussing used for humor too.
Right.
I just love how fucking Wesley Snipes the whole time is just cussing, and you could just hear
every
like in the background.
Well, and they did the same thing when Stallone, because you would just hear
but it doesn't matter where they are. Yeah, you just hear it all ever so faint, no matter what room
I was
they're in.
wondering how much they were gonna stick to their guns on that bit, and they did, dude.
You know that
and it
editor,
makes it even better.
You know that editor was like, I'm fucking doing
this.
This is gonna happen.
Yeah, I am fucking doing it. I don't care if it takes me fucking 8 hours. I'm gonna fucking do this. Probably took them a lot more than that, actually. But they held on it until the very end when everyone finally came together, and the people came out from the underground, and he was like, why don't you find a place in the middle?
Which is such a like. Why
and
is
then they
he
cuss,
the one?
and then there's no more sound. I
But,
know,
like,
and then
it's just this. It's like this fucking weird Deus Ex Machina ending.
Yeah.
Of just like, yo, just do it. Like, first of all, they're listening to this crazy fucking guy.
I know,
who
yeah.
They can barely understand because he sounds like a caveman now, much less in the future. And then like there's still laws. There's a lot. You can't just decide.
Right, yeah.
Society has to like.
Yeah,
it evolved into this terrible place,
and then be like, this is what it is.
I mean,
now.
you have to break down the society that's there and restart from the ground up. It's not just shaking hands with a dirty Dennis Leary.
It was very fucking hilarious. It was very funny how the writers were just like, let's just put a little bow on it and just leave it at that, And that was
what I love his like when he's fighting the underground guys or the resistance or whatever. At the Taco Bell, and like he's fighting them at first, and then he realizes that they're stealing food because they're hungry, and he's like, whoa,
yeah,
let's not do this. They're hungry,
right, yeah. It's cool to hurt bad people, but not hurt people because they're hungry.
But this is the guy who, like, back in his time, was always getting in trouble for like blowing up cities, trying to capture them.
Right.
It doesn't
I know.
translate.
It's fucking
And I love the
constantly moving moral fiber.
I love the joke of him eating the burger, and she's like,
"Oh yeah, that was
cows?"
good." Yeah,
He goes, "What is this?" And
Yeah,
she's like, "Yeah, it's rat." He goes, "Not bad." Rat.
Yeah. Oh, there's a rat burger. No?
So this is what this is.
This is the best burger I've had in a long time, actually.
But like,
Get it?
Hey, yeah.
Yeah, it would be.
I mean, that's the thing. I've always been like, well, if I didn't know what it was and I already liked it, finding out what it is isn't going to make me be like, wow, this tastes gross.
Right, yeah. And they've obviously all been eating it, and they're fine.
Well, again, now you get in the science of like his, body is not used to it. But like, what is his body
now
used
you want
to?
Now you want to talk. Oh, okay. You can't have it both ways, Chase. We can't have it both ways, buddy. All right. Okay, let's do some. What else do we do? Oh, I got to give it a rating.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. We got to get a rating.
Out of 10. Aforementioned rat burgers. Out of 10, red hot chili peppers posters in the future. Out of 10, what's it? Stun batons. Out of 10, random berets, magic berets,
butt berets,
butt berets. I give this movie. You know what, dude? I'm going to give it a fucking 8. I'm giving it 8 butt berets, dude. Right. I'm giving it a favorable review.
I'm not going to lie. I'm pretty surprised.
I enjoyed myself.
I'm pretty surprised. I'm glad that you could enjoy yourself. I thought it might have lost you from the beginning.
It almost did.
If it was that movie, it would have.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
But there's like I said, this movie's special.
Yeah,
there's something there.
There's definitely really not anything else. I mean, there's things like it, but there's not things quite it.
Yeah,
it's definitely what do you call that? A singular piece of art.
All right. So
it's like a Van Gogh. Van Gogh.
Worth it or worse shit?
I gotta say,
it's good.
There you go.
Worth it, man. I would say people give it a chance. Give it a chance, people. I don't think you'll really be that disappointed.
It is a highly, highly entertaining film.
I don't know you. You might be disappointed, but
yeah, I'll tell you what. My wife was not interested in watching this one with me.
Yeah,
so I watched this one on myself.
But Ash did come around while I was watching it. She heard the shit that was going on, and she was like, "What the fuck?" And like peek around and be like, "Oh, okay."
Yeah.
No, it's good.
I love it. All right. Well, let's get a little reboot recast going.
Okay, it is time for the
Reboot recast.
Okay.
I mean, the Stallone, you got to do it. We've already mentioned it. It's been a while, but like it's dead on.
Yeah.
It's The Rock.
It's The Rock.
It's The Rock.
Yeah. It's definitely The Rock.
God damn it.
I see you do it again, you're gone. That's it! Don't you ever do it again!
You're like, do you fucking... You just use Tom Cruise as your surrogate behind your anger.
Fucking
That's for
obnoxious.
the people, man. They tune in for it.
No.
They tune in for Bryce's burps. It should be a segment, really.
God.
I think it should be a segment. But anyway, yeah, The Rock. That's. I mean, it's got to be done. So then the question is,
so like, I guess we got to get with a Simon. Everything else, it can fill itself in.
well, we can
You
do
know.
a Sandra Bullock too, which I'm going to go with Margot Robbie.
No, I
I think
wanted,
it's perfect.
I wanted to go with. It's got to be like, somebody that could actually be The Rock's daughter. Like it has to be somebody. It's gotta end up being The Rock's
You're not
daughter.
trying to recast the movie. You're trying to rewrite the movie.
No,
Chase.
without rewriting it, but like, Margot Robbie is not The Rock's daughter. So like it's gotta be someone, because like Sandra Bullock could be The Rock's daughter. So anyway.
trying to rewrite the movie.
This
isn't the fucking rewrite.
Doing the movie that's already been seen.
Okay,
It's his daughter. So
if you say so.
but Simon, so who do you want to be the Simon?
I think there's only one obvious answer at this
Well,
point.
you know who Stallone wanted, who decided not to do it?
Denzel.
No.
Oh,
Jackie Chan.
interesting.
Yeah, and Jackie Chan said no because Asian audiences don't like the idea of the actor who plays the hero all the time switching and becoming the villain.
Oh, well,
So like this movie
smart career.
had a
move.
real issue with people wanting to play the villain. Yeah, it was
Yeah,
like
right.
Van Damme didn't want to do it. He wanted to make Stallone or Seagal do it. Seagal didn't want to do it, so they both ended up gone.
Yeah,
And then Jackie Chan didn't want to do it.
right. Speaking of that, how much of a hand did Stallone have in the production of this movie? Could he claim it as his own in any way, or was he just hired to be an actor?
he's the actor. Yeah.
Okay, so he was,
is not
because I know in a
his-
lot of his movies it's like
Yeah.
him.
No, this was a Joel Silver movie, and he's done, I mean, just countless of like actions. He's huge in the 90s. I guess he's still around, but he was part of the Joel of the Wild Wild West, and it was a big one for him.
Right.
But I mean, he's been making
Yeah, I've
movies
heard the name Joel Silver.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
been around. He worked on all the Batmans and stuff. So
Yeah. Okay, that makes sense.
yeah.
And he got hired only after who was it in Van Damme? Who was the other guy?
Seagal.
Seagal.
Yeah, Seagal was supposed to play the Spartan part.
Supposed to be. Oh my
Yeah.
god, this movie
We
would
have
have
not
sucked
done-
with Steven
We have
Seagal
not
in it.
done a Seagal movie before, but
Yeah, I
we will
don't
have to
think
get
we're
to it.
going to.
Oh, Under
What
Siege is good.
has he done?
Under Siege is good.
Oh man,
That's a fun one.
yeah. We'll see about that. You want to talk about putting off to the last minute? I hope we put that one off to the last movie we ever do for the show.
Oh boy. Hey, if you want to see Steven Seagal movies, let us know in the comments. We'll make Bryce do it.
all right, yeah, yep.
We do
Fair
what
enough.
you want to hear.
Fair enough. So for fucking Simon Phoenix, I mean, to me, there's only one obvious choice, and that is Michael B. Jordan. After he played Killmonger, I think it fucking
Well,
fits
I was
and
thinking.
works.
See, I was thinking opposite. The Rock. We stick with WWE, and we go John Cena. He's trying to make his
Whoa.
real push with movies
Man.
now with the new Suicide Squad and stuff, and he's been in stuff, and he's funny.
yeah,
And some stuff. I mean, he's not the
he'd
funniest
be
guy
a
in the world,
good.
but
He would be a really good John. Or
he could be
Simon
a Spartan
Phoenix.
too. Yeah.
No, he'd be
Or-
really good Simon Phoenix.
Yeah.
He'd be a good bad
I
guy.
think
man. I
I'd
could
like
him,
to see him get twisted.
Yeah, right. I could see him
Yeah.
being just like a maniac like that. You know.
Yeah, and then against The Rock, and you got to love The Rock. The Rock can't do the villain.
Right.
He's got to be
Yeah.
Spartan.
He's
because he's the fucking Rock.
Right. Yeah, I mean, I kind of like that.
I really like that.
That works really well. Well, and in that case, Sandra Bullock would have to be China or someone like that, you know?
Well, she's very dead.
Oh.
And much older.
All right.
I mean, but she's also very dead.
I forgot about that.
Yeah.
She
died in like fucking 2005 or something.
Oh my gosh.
Maybe 2010.
She was a legend, dude.
As my wife says, she's bones. She's bones at this point.
Oh my God.
But yeah, no, she was. She was a fucking legend.
Uh-huh.
But yeah, there's a lot of female talent in the female wrestlers now.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't know. So why don't you name one off?
Becky Lynch.
Okay, sounds good to me. Is it David Lynch's daughter?
Yes.
Okay.
David Lynch's
Can we roll
daughter
with that? Yeah.
is a star of the WWE.
Look.
But Sasha Banks,
Couldn't you see it?
Her real name is Mercedes something. Mercedes, but she was in the Mandalorian season 2.
Well, too old. Actually, but this might actually fix the age thing that you're worried about for your rewrite.
Oh yeah, for the daughter.
Yeah. Rosario Dawson.
Oh wow, yeah.
Then she ends up being, that I don't. You say I can't recast.
I like it. I mean, yeah, it does. It does change the age, but then it makes it like, and then we don't change any dialogue or anything like that. It is all subtext where you're just like you're ready for it to come out.
Yeah,
like all the only thing is like the only thing is like she had at the very end she's like hands up the thing. She goes, "I found out who your daughter is. It's in this envelope," and he just like rips it up. I'm like, we don't need to know. And then they walk off together. It's like, oh,
oh my God! But then they would all still die of AIDS after. Don't forget that. But yeah, you want to do some plugs?
Yeah.
Let me get some plugs out.
Yeah, I think we forgot last week.
Well, yeah, we did.
But, obviously follow us on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, TikTok at The Movie Gap. Subscribe and watch our videos on YouTube if you subscribe no matter what. But definitely watch them if you prefer to watch a podcast than listen to it. That's a popular take.
A lot of people do that.
We also
it's the future.
Post as many of the videos as I can. I get posted on Facebook. Sometimes they don't work out for one reason or another, but so check there as well. What else do we have? Right. I recently did. I think by the time this comes out, you could listen to 3BAM, our friends, 3 Beers and a Mic. They have been doing the basically this podcast in short over the Marvel universe. They have a friend that has never seen any of the Marvel movies. So they're going through those, and I was on talking about the Edward Norton, The Incredible Hulk.
Yep. And then I will be on very soon discussing Infinity War. So be on the lookout for that and go follow 3BAM so that you can catch us on that.
Yeah, we're going to pop up a couple of times because I'm doing Iron Man 3 too.
3 beers and a mic. All right, go look them up on Instagram,
wherever
YouTube.
You find
everywhere you find podcasts.
They're at 3BAAM.
3BAM
on Instagram and Twitter.
Yeah.
And then just search wherever you find podcasts. It's 3 Beers and a Mic.
And as always, thank you again to New Look Construction for the audio equipment. People in the Houston area, reach out to New Look Construction for all your home remodeling needs. Other than that,
that's all there is.
Oh, and look out for us on we appeared on Scott White's podcast.
Oh yes,
a couple weeks ago
for Cannonball Run,
covering Cannonball Run,
the Burt Reynolds and Charles Bronson podcast.
I think it's that's going to be our third appearance on that particular podcast, right? Death Wish, Canon Films.
Electric Boogaloo, Boogaloo, the untold story of Canon Films, and then Cannonball Run.
So go look for that.
If you haven't seen Cannonball Run, good luck finding it. You have to physically find it.
We had to have the VIP access to watch this. So
you have to find a physical copy. I'm not even joking. You cannot
go check us out on that. It was a very funny interview, and we You do not want to miss it. It was a fucking party. Trust me. It was It was honestly more fire than any episode of this show we've ever done. So go check out Scott White's Charles Bronson, Burt Reynolds podcast.
All right. That about wraps it up then.
Okay.
And
Nom in space.
Love that.